Hi, this is Paige again. It's Saturday, October 15th, right about midnight. Tomorrow will be October 16th. Of course, I've been out. I went to a club to meet my friends Robert and Christy, who I talked about in one of my early videos here. I hadn't seen them for about 3 weeks or maybe 4 weeks, and I missed them, and so I knew they would be there tonight, and I just went by to say hi and to let them know that I missed them, that I've been real busy, and that I also let them know that I came there just so I could see them, and they were very sweet as always. Robert met me when I was dressed as a woman, and he always treated me as a woman, and he's just wonderful. And Christy has become a very good friend of mine, and we work downtown near each other and have lunch. And Christy and I made a tentative date to have lunch in not next week, but the week after, when I'm back in town. So it was nice. And then I went on to the Black Crown, which was just delightful and just a wonderful place to go. It was a happy place. It was more of a mixed crowd this time. There were lots of women there with their husbands or boyfriends, and it was a very diverse crowd. But the atmosphere was still lots of fun and still very open and welcoming. And I just had a ball there. I didn't stay long, maybe an hour and 10 minutes or so. The piano player's wonderful. It's a beautiful voice. He sings. It's funny. So I had a good time. People have asked me to show them what I wear more often. So I'm going to step back and show you the dress that I wore tonight. This is, I like the style of this dress. It's the only dress I have that is this length, just slightly below the knee, and I've decided I really like that. It looks good on me. It helps me. It just looks good on me. It sort of gives me the look I want, and anyway, so here we go. So, now that we've taken care of that crowd, I also have had people who asked me to talk more about my hormone therapy and how it makes me feel, and I'll talk about that. I've been on hormone therapy for about 5.5 months now, and my doctor is a woman, treats many girls here in Denver. She's very experienced in this. And I am mature, as I said earlier in one of my videos. I'm also, my mother had breast cancer. And so my doctor is leery of giving me excessive amounts of estrogen if it's not necessary to feminize me. So our strategy has been to get the testosterone down to a level where I can be feminized on relatively low levels of estrogen. In fact, in my last video I talked about the recommendation of the suggestion made by the endocrinologist I saw in Washington, and he wanted to take the very same approach. It was a little more radical than my current doctor. But in any event, that's clearly the path I need to take. And so we started off with me taking 100 milligrams of spironolactone, which is an anti-androgen, which means it attacks or deals with the testosterone that my body wants to produce, and 2 milligrams of estrogen. And after 3 months, I had the spironolactone had been effective in affecting my libido and some of the other physical changes. There are things that are created by testosterone. And the estrogen had made me more emotional and things of that nature. But I really hadn't felt any physical changes. So the doctor tested my testosterone, and I was at 122, and which she said she wanted it lower than that before she started moving the estrogen up. So we increased my spironolactone dose daily, and a month later my nipples got sore, and I continue to see changes, which is really good news for many reasons, but it's really nice to think that I can be feminized at a relatively low level, a safe level of estrogen, and I think that's happening. Last time when I spoke about the girl coming out more, I'm not sure that it's directly related so much as to the amount of spironolactone I'm taking or the amount of estrogen I'm taking, as it is to the fact that as I move further into my transition, there's emotionally, I find it less necessary to maintain that male facade that I erected for my entire life. As I accept myself more, and become more self-accepting, I don't have to act ways which aren't true to myself, my core. And I think that's what's happening, is that I'm dropping the facade, and the girl is emerging. And as I drop the facade more and more, and am comfortable doing that, subconsciously, I seek to do it more every week. My week in Wyoming this week was good. The girl emerged in situations where she's never emerged before. And it's interesting that it wasn't threatening to me. I could be aware of it, and of course I didn't have to act on it the way I do now, the way I am now, dressing. But it's not threatening. I was just aware of the fact that, oh, this is a girl's here, and I just do my job. Anyway, related to that is I've noticed these last few weeks when I've been traveling and working so hard, I've had much fewer opportunities to dress. Normally I would be dressing all weekend and at least 2 nights during the week and going out as a girl. I never get dressed without going out. And what I've been feeling these last few weeks while I'm enjoying working hard is that I no longer have to put on the paraphernalia to feel feminine. When I first started dressing, I was starved for the feminine feelings, and I would dress as often as possible so I could feel feminine. And it's no longer necessary for me to put on the accoutrements to feel feminine. As I've been saying, the girl pops out no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing now, and I let her. I'm not hiding. So I get my girl time every day, and I don't need to dress as much. When I first started dressing, we would be going to our favorite club called Freddy's Beach Bar in Arlington, Virginia, and we would see these girls who had actually completely transitioned and had all the surgeries and stuff, and they wouldn't be dressed up. They would be, not very feminine at all, and what they wore and we just all thought it was very strange. But I can understand that now. They didn't feel the need to be girly, to be themselves. They didn't need to put on the girly stuff. It's interesting in that we all judge one another from our insides looking out. That's of course, the only perspective we have. And how judgmental we can be of others when we don't see how they're looking at the world. I remember when I was trying to join the transgender education group in Northern Virginia, I had to have an interview with one of the officers to make sure I wasn't a man just trying to take advantage of the group. And so I met her for dinner, and one of the things she talked to me about was testosterone poisoning. And I, of course, kept my mouth shut because I wanted to get in the group. But I thought she was crazy because I couldn't imagine anything other than what I had experienced. But now that I've been in spironolactone for almost 6 months, I can appreciate what she meant. The testosterone drives men and makes us act in certain ways that, if you're transgendered, is in conflict with our cores. At least for me it is. I'm just talking about myself. So, anyway, I've had a good week. I had an excellent week, actually. The trial went well. It was fine. But I have had much girl time. That's one reason I got sort of dressed tonight. I'll be gone all next week for another trial. I guess you know I'm a lawyer. And then I come back to Denver for a week, and then I have another trial a week later. So I'm very busy. I'm having fun. I enjoy being myself. I love all the comments you send, and I hope everyone here, whether you're here to hear about the hormones, or whether you're here to see the dresses, has a good week and takes care of themselves. And keep the comments coming. I enjoy them. It's fun being a girl. Love you all. Bye-bye.